Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this live stream with Mr. M. Finally back from his trip.
I missed you, man.
Oh man, how you feeling, man? Because you were down and out for a little while, right?
Yeah, I was. Long story short, I got a bug on the way there, and I was in quarantine for 2 days.
Damn.
And it was really bad, man. I haven't felt that bad in, I don't know, 10 years. Plus the journey was a monster, 29 hours each way. So, but I'm glad I done it. It was really good.
All right, yeah. I mean, it sounded like a lot of fun, man, because you've met a lot of people. I don't know if you've been watching his stories on Instagram. You know what? You've never shared your Instagram here. You have an Instagram, right?
I do, yeah. No, I never shared it yet.
Did you do some stories, right? You
Oh,
did
yeah,
a lot of stories,
loads
actually.
of
Yeah, you
stories,
did.
yeah.
So, yeah, you need to follow Mr. M. Do you have it like on your YouTube here? Let's head over to you.
I do, yeah, I do. If you
So
click
where do we find
if you
it?
click on 5 more links,
Five more links. There we go.
so you can find
So
all.
there you go. Boom, guys. There you could join Mr. M's podcast on Instagram or on Twitter like that. And you know what? You can see when next time you go on to an event and you've worked something out with Bitcoin Magazine. Maybe you're going to be doing a lot more of those events. You can follow him and all his stories there as well. Hopefully, I'll be able to join you too next time.
Oh yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so because I missed you, and I missed you guys, of course, watching the show. But it was really cool. Like you said, I was able to make a lot of connection, and there's going to be a lot of interviews coming out. So yeah,
Awesome.
exciting stuff.
Yeah, and hopefully we work something out so that I can actually show up at those events, right? I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe if they could just get me a ticket, like a whale pass ticket, then I'll come, right? I mean, that's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for a whole lot right here,
Yeah,
right? But let's see what happens.
I'm sure we're gonna make it happen. No problem. And look at that, almost 19,000. Come on, I think we are 50 subs away or something.
Exactly. So head over there and hit the subscribe. Okay, let's get on with the news, right?
Nice.
Oh. Ooh.
Bitcoin all-time high. I mean, shout out to Ben. I hope he's.
Yeah, I hope he's doing well, man.
I hope he's doing well.
Going to
Yeah.
get the help he needs, right? But if you take a look at the dominance, it's dominating. Bitcoin is dominating.
Is there a double bottom?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Just like, I mean, history is repeating. Like right down here, like, I mean, this is a smaller version of what happened here. Right? And it's goodbye.
Things are about to get.
66% is on its way, right?
Ooh.
Right? It's just Bitcoin's gonna like take the alts and start
Pounding really hard. Yeah, it looks like he wants to go, right?
I mean, yeah, there's gonna be alts that are going to, outperform Bitcoin in the short term. Yes. But Bitcoin is gonna come around and go, yeah, you think you're bad, right? You think you're bad. Wait.
Wow. But to be honest, XRP is the new Bitcoin, so XRP is going to zero. Anyway.
Exactly. So
That's where I went. It was XRP Las Vegas. That's the reason why.
Bitcoin is going to zero.
Exactly.
oh man, you know what? We should edit that instead of saying Bitcoin is going to zero. It should be this is going to zero.
So we can refer it to our many
Exactly.
things.
Yeah.
Indeed. But hey, if you look at the halving progress, we are 28% in. So whoever thinks the bull run is over, they should sit down, drink some tea, and think again, right?
Exactly. And who knows? People are saying that the cycles might be finished, and if that's the case, right, it might be finished, and Bitcoin just goes up forever.
That's an option.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take it.
Since they're going to be printing forever, there's no stopping this, right? So you heard about Elon Musk, right? Going into to reduce the budget deficit by $2 trillion, right? And if he had done that, right, if he pulled that off, Bitcoin probably would have had a very bearish season for next year,
Yeah, I agree.
right? So who knows, right? They might be, with that case, with them obviously printing more money, their budget deficit is actually growing, not shrinking. right? And everybody's too big to fail, and so if everything goes wrong, they're going to print more money. This might, I don't know, put some wind in the sales of Bitcoin, since the big money gets the money first, and all you guys stay poor.
That's the show. See you tomorrow.
Right? That's how it works, right? They get all that free money that's getting printed. And since now that they can buy Bitcoin, they might be going, since I got this free printed money, I probably shouldn't put it in a house anymore, since, that might go down in value, whilst this is limited in value, since there's lots of houses, right? Maybe I should put it there where it's liquid, and I can borrow against it too. And then if I borrow against it, I can buy more
Yeah.
and make it even more scarce.
That sounds like a good idea. Yeah, it's not that far off. I mean, after all, isn't what Michael Saylor kind of is doing, And then he kind of, if you look into
Kind of.
kind of, and you
Isn't
look
that
into
kind of and is are the same thing?
kind of, and you look into Jack Mulder, which I met, super cool guy again. They're doing the same in 21. You see Nakamoto. There's many other companies coming up and say, hey, we have an idea. We want to just buy Bitcoin.
Yeah. Nobody's going to think of that. Obviously, then nobody's going to think of that, right?
Yeah,
that's
it's
securing
such a
their
unique
wealth.
idea,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And everyone wants... It's just like, okay. By the way, like you said, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, everybody wants 5% of the supply. The math is not going to match.
No, the math is not math.
So I'm not sure how it's going to happen, but it's going to be interesting to see them fighting for, I guess, a larger percentage, but it can't be 5%.
No.
I mean, what the cost will be otherwise, interesting to see.
Exactly. So only 50 people can get 2%, right? And so, but that's not realistic, right?
Yeah.
Even that, right? 50. Because, really, right? Obviously, there's going to have to be a percentage that, can only be, given to the rest of the plebs. So maybe, 25 at the most can get 50%, but then still, that'd be 2%, just 2%.
Yeah, and where they're...
Still, that'd be, insane.
Exactly, where they're getting it from. Yeah, exactly. Germany has already sold theirs. So where they're getting it from.
I know.
Not ours.
I know.
So, yeah, good luck with that. That's for sure. How do you feel about this global M2 money supply? Because according to this, we could indeed see a $170,000 Bitcoin fairly soonish.
Yeah, whatever happens. I'm not going to say that it is going to happen that way or it isn't, but... the thing is, right? It doesn't matter. Everybody's getting it, Bitcoin. And as long as we have printed money, as long as you have to go into debt in order to keep your wealth and to grow your wealth, well, I'm sorry. This will continue to grow. Bitcoin will continue to grow for the foreseeable future until it becomes money.
Yeah.
Right.
We want to know an interesting story about Peter Schiff. Thiago asked something there. Dude, he was lost all the time in the conference, wandering around. It's like, you okay? Do you want me to call someone?
Really?
Yeah, he didn't know where he was. He didn't know when he was.
No. It's Bitcoin, man.
Bless him.
So, he was a little... I can understand the confusion there.
There
was no gold there.
It was really lost. I'm not gonna... I like Peter. We had a bunch of different chats in a bunch of different occasions, but he was lost. I could see in his eyes, he was lost. I was like, are you okay, man? Do you want to sit down and call someone? Do you wanna go home? Yeah, it was really bad. It was like wandering around, it's crazy. But yeah, he's okay, I guess. Maybe he needs to retire and just go fishing or something. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Well, he you know what? We need him to keep telling us that Bitcoin's going to zero.
He's the marketing department.
Exactly.
We need him. Exactly.
Oh,
all right, so as we've been discussing, look at this. Does it look like a top? We are indeed here where the red circle is. So it looks like we are ready to pump.
Yeah. Do you know people actually like this guy probably believes this guy's clowning? People actually think that this is the top because they're I get this a lot, right? Actually, and let's just say it is that supply and demand dynamics don't function anymore. That the fact that this is the lowest amount of Bitcoin that the OTC desk has ever had, the exchanges have ever had. Let's just assume that the fact that there's no supply means that prices go down, right? For some strange reason. That's just bonus for the rest of us, actually. That's this clown here, the person who's calling this top a clown, whatever. We're going to be buying. And we're going to be even more happier when prices are like rebounding higher. Because those people who bring those prices down, whatever they did to bring the price down, right? Which I don't think they will, but if they did, right, we'll say thank you very much for the extra Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, after all, if this was, like you said, if we ignore everything, previous cycles, data, OTC, Bitcoin on exchanges, the fact that Trump is the new president, the fact that they're pushing, the fact that they're going to print money soon. I mean, if you ignore everything and you think this is the top, like you said, still, it's a good time to accumulate, right? But I don't think this is the top like you. I think we're going to see another leg.
Exactly.
And then we probably correct a bit. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Look at this, highest monthly close ever. Again, yeah, this is bearish, right?
Yeah.
Just closed the highest month candle. Super
That's
bearish.
a bearish chart.
Super bearish.
Yeah. Bearish candle right there.
Exactly. Guys, sell everything. We're going to zero. I got a bunch of comments on my last video. And some of the comments are really funny. Like this guy thinks that Bitcoin is a massive bubble and in 4 years it's going to go to zero. Other people think that we've seen the top already and now this is the dead cat bounce. And I'm like, guys, the dead cat bounce should be lower. So it's not higher. That's, what the hell? That's not a cat. It's like a whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, anyway, I've seen everything.
Wow.
Seen everything.
This is a dead cat bounce.
The cat is alive, man.
The cat, he just went. That was a dead cat doesn't jump higher than the previous,
right?
Than the live one.
That's a live cat jump. That's a waffle jump right there.
Exactly.
Very much alive.
Oh damn!
It's funny. And like you said, I think we are printing a cup and handle, no?
Yes.
Cup and handle is super bearish.
No, the cup. Yeah, exactly.
Super bearish.
That's a couple handle on the dominance.
Oh, the dominance. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's bearish.
Okay, I gotta go off on a rant here.
Go for it.
Okay. So a lot of you say that Bitcoin has topped out at 1,200K, 112K. Sorry. Okay, I'll start over. Okay, a lot of you say Bitcoin has topped out at 112K. What? What are you thinking? Bitcoin has just started. This is not a dead cat bounce. No dead cat jumps higher. They actually go lower. So with that said, Bitcoin is going a lot higher, but who cares about that? Who cares? If you continue to buy Bitcoin and you understand that it will be the money, think about this. There's $300 trillion in wealth that is on the currency side. That's all going to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's at 2 trillion. What is that? What? 100x? That's right. Buy some Bitcoin. Save Bitcoin for your future, and you will do well. Done.
Let's do like the cat to bounce higher. That's it. Surely the cat is either both and alive. Yeah, don't We don't know what's the cat in the box. It could be both, right? But honestly, I don't want to say stupidity because that's mean, but the ignorance, certain people saying that Bitcoin has topped, I'm like, wow, that's, it gives me more confidence on this run. if anything.
Exactly. I mean, if everybody was like euphoric, then we would be like,
That's it.
okay, we're done.
The cat is dead.
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
And it's gone. Indeed. Now, see, Meta officially reject the shareholder proposal to add Bitcoin to the treasury.
Okay.
You know, I thought this guy was kind of coming out, going Joe Rogan and wearing, chain around his neck and changing the hairstyle and be cool, but it's not quite there yet.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, you know what? There will be a lot of corporations as more and more corporations start to add Bitcoin to their balance sheet, and then all of a sudden become more wealthier corporations. Some corporations beating out Meta and all their stockholders going, maybe we should fire you.
Yeah, maybe we fucked up.
Right.
Do you want to know my theory on this? I don't know how you feel about this. I was thinking on the plane about this. Apple has lost the AI race, right? Because ChatGPT and Gemini are going strong. So Apple is probably thinking now, what can we do?
Yeah, well, I don't think they're going to be
No?
that. No. Because there's certain thing, when a company gets to a certain size, a specific size, they become complacent and, not able to innovate in a clever way. And you can see that with Tim Cook. He can't do that. He doesn't even know how to use this goddamn computers and stuff, right? So the iPhones and everything. So it is an example of what's it called, atrophy, and how they're just repeating what they've already done, maybe making only a slight change, and that's it. And and the thing is, right? This was so big of a flop. Did you know? None of the things that they presented in the Apple's keynote during the iPhone display and promising to people was even written yet.
Dang.
That's the first time ever.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of failures they've constantly done. And then on top of that, did you know that Apple's software would never have any kind of major flaws that, that were like not major flaws, but simple flaws, right? That, you click on something and it break, right? Or something, or you, like, for example, in the settings, half the times I search for the settings, notifications, it doesn't show up.
Doesn't show that can't find it.
Can't find it, right? That kind of simple flaws would not exist when Jobs was around, right? So
Yeah.
So today it's absolutely ridiculous. There's all kinds of stuff like that breaks on your iPhone, and so yeah, they're a company that everybody's just going to automatically because they don't know where else to go.
Yeah,
Right?
they're used to it.
Exactly. And so they have a captured audience. And because they have a captured audience,
They can be more relaxed.
they can just go whatever.
On
we
that
screwed
one,
up, whatever.
I agree on that one. I mean, maybe they're not going to go into treasury, but maybe they will build like a payment thing with crypto into their Apple
It
wallet.
would be smart, but that's not
What they're going to do.
what they want to do.
Yeah, fair enough. They're most likely buy a company who's going to do it in 5 years.
Exactly. They'll probably wait for everybody else to do it because
and then
that's
buy
what they
them
do.
after.
That's what they do, right?
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, look at this. We have discussed what Elon Musk is planning to do on XChat, and he tweeted something and he goes, well, XChat is going to be all about encryption, banishing messages, blah, blah, blah. This is built on Rust with Bitcoin-style encryption. So do you think they're going to allow people to exchange Bitcoin?
Well, if it's a Bitcoin style encryption, what that means is that you'll create your own private key in 12 words, right? And so once you do that and you're able to, you just do that yourself, then you're one step closer towards using crypto. and Bitcoin.
Bitcoinization.
Yes,
Hyper-Bitcoinization.
exactly.
I mean, seeing Elon Musk tweeting this gave me the buzz, last night, because this shows that they are building finally the XChat, which has been discussed for a bit, and the fact that it's built on Rust. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I would imagine plugging Bitcoin payment will be fairly easily,
Rust gives the reason why they say Rust is because it gives you the speed of C++ without the complexities. and issues that you have with pointers and stuff like that, which cause an inexperienced programmer to make mistakes that are just weird. Just you see weird things happening every once in a while, not all the time, and C++ has that problem. If you don't think about how you use pointers, you could have strange problems that are really difficult to figure out where they're coming from. With Rust, that's not possible. That's why. No, I do not think Rust is great. I just think that it solves a problem that C++ creates, right? The way it solves it, personally, I think it's a horrible language. I think the language was designed for developers in such a way that if you had an eidetic memory, you can do well with it. But if you don't, eidetic memory means that you can actually memorize anything and you know what the answer, you remember everything, right? But if you don't, there's a lot of commands that if you were to just be an average person, you just read it and you go,
what the hell is this?
I don't know what that does.
Yeah.
Right? So I think a language should be straightforward, that if you have some general programming language, you should be able to read it and go, okay, I know what that does. I have a clue what that does.
The logic of the coding. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And the sad thing is, right, when somebody tries to explain some of the functions and stuff like that to me, I'm like,
what the hell?
What?
What? You go Peter Schiff.
Exactly.
You're lost into the code. It's like, I don't know what's going on.
Exactly. It's just, you know what? I'm ranting about Rust because I'm playing with it, and even the AIs are having time struggling.
Yeah, when you told me that, I was like, damn, if AI can't figure it out.
And it keeps like, oh, well, I screwed up here, so I gotta do this, and oh yes. But so I mean, come on, man. I've seen the AIs like, not screw up so much with Python and stuff like that and other languages, but this one they screw up a lot.
Yeah. Well, we discussed this earlier. Remember, James got liquidated under $1 million. Well, the fun fact is he has taken $3 million. He says, I flipped 3-4 million on perps into 100 million. Then ended up with 13. So, I'm sorry, minus 13. Okay. So he's lost everything he's made, minus 13 on top. But if you read through these, I think he posted a bunch of different tweets on X, and even Andrew Tate was like, I like this guy, because he was like, guys, this is just, for me, this routine. Like, you don't win every trade, I'll make it back. And I'm like, damn, like, this is not even diamond hands, this is diamond something else.
This is,
you know what I mean?
This is Degen squared.
Square.
that's squared, but to the power of 10.
Yeah.
It's leverage Degen. Damn.
Yeah, I don't know how much the leverage, but and some people are saying that we did correct because someone wanted to grab his liquidity. It's possible.
It's possible, but there were signs, right, before you actually went into the trade. The thing is, right, I'm thinking about how much money that was. And if he were to just be conservative with the current C5, right? With C5, he could easily get 2% investment. Not even MSTY.
Yeah, just traditional stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He can get 2% in 30 days on 100 million. Because it's not easy to get 100 million together, right?
Yeah,
yes, it would be like he would be taking a little bit of risk, right? But it would be nothing in comparison percentage risk
to what he's done.
Right? With trading, right? The percentage risk, right, is around, like when you're trading, is anywhere from 50 to 60% in your favor, right? And 40%, not in your favor, right? So when you're doing that in traditional finance, it's going to be a lot less, not in your favor. It's going to be like 95% in your favor and only 5% against you. And usually that will only occur, that 5% will only occur during a crippling event like a tail risk event where the market just all of a sudden explodes, right? That's where your risk would be,
Yeah.
right? So it just makes sense. That would be $2 million in 30 days, right?
Do you know what I think? This was not his money.
Yeah, of course.
He was trading with someone else's, because anybody who would have started with 3 or 4 million, getting to 30 or 40, you've done 10x. You take at least your prospect back, or half of. Imagine you go,
profit, yeah.
right? You go a little old lady strategy.
Principles, yeah.
You go 3 million, you go to 30 million, you take back, I don't know, 10, and you let the rest ride.
Exactly.
But he ended up in losing 13 after all.
Yeah.
So that means I don't think it was his money.
Yeah, something's off with that, because it doesn't make any sense to move that high. Yeah, you could have, like, at some point, at any point, like at 10 million or at 20 million,
Yeah, you go
taking half on that.
100.
You know what?
100%.
That's it.
Let's double my. I can double my prospect and still have money in it. So, but if you have someone else's money,
Yeah, and then just trade with a smaller amount, and where you're not going to lose any more. Like, this is not the way you trade, right? You have to trade where, okay, now I'm going to only trade with 5% of my portfolio at any one time.
yeah. And by the way, sorry to ask, but if you start with 3 million and you get, what's the target when you take? What were you targeting? $1 billion? Like,
I know.
that's
Not realistic.
So, I mean, kudos, he must be like, I don't know, maybe he's super rich and 3 million for him is nothing, whatever, but still, I would have played a little bit more strategic.
Conservative, yeah. Just makes sense, man. That's the way a proper trader trades, right? You trade with only a percentage of the amount that you deposit, and it's like less than 5%. Now, you can go all in, but if you're going to go all in, it's always going to be, okay, well, my leverage is only 2x.
Yeah,
or 3x.
stop losses.
And then with stop losses.
You don't end up in losing 30 million. You started with
Exactly.
3.
So you can actually always come. The rule is you always want to come back and play the game again tomorrow.
Exactly. Unless you're playing with someone else's money, which means you don't give a damn about it. That's why you do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
Or it wasn't real money at all.
that's another one. Could be very much. But look at this. On the other side, MetaPlanet adds 1,088 more Bitcoin. Look at that number, 8,888. People in China are going to love that. Damn, they are scooping up nonstop. Interesting. I've seen Dylan.
Isn't
Vegas.
I could have swore this is Japanese, right? And I could have swore Japanese have the different lucky numbers, but that's just me.
Possible. I know Chinese love the 8.
I know that.
I don't know Japan. But they are Japanese, yes. Dylan is Dutch, I think, but the company is based in Japan. And by the way, for the past 10 months was the best performer in the stock market. So again, how long is it going to take before people are going to say, hey, how is the MetaPlanet the best performing? Oh, they just, what they are doing? Oh, they're buying Bitcoin. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we should look into it. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, though. MetaPlanet is, if you were to buy their stock, you're buying Bitcoin at the NAV, right? The NAV, at the what's it called? The net asset value of the company. You're buying Bitcoin basically at 6x, basically. Yeah, so 6 times so $600,000 Bitcoin, really. That's what you're paying for if you're going to buy their stock. So just keep that in mind.
Put a little premium.
Yeah, this is
Just like a smidge on top.
smidge.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a little scary because, usually that's a signal at top.
Speaking of buying, Michael Saylor posted this last night. So guess what's going to happen today?
A little bit of uppiness.
I think he's going to buy some. By the way, Saylor at the conference was like a god.
And I'm sure.
He couldn't go anywhere. He had people like everywhere. Like people all over him.
Yeah,
It was crazy. So
I'm sure.
But I have to say, he said a couple of things I disagree with massively.
Yes, I've heard.
So-
Like no proof of reserves, but other companies have shown his reserves.
Exactly, but he said that it's not secure, and I was like, dude, come on, stop the bullshit. Like, say something else, but don't bring security on the table. because it is what it is. But yeah, he said a bunch of stuff that I'm like, is it on our side really? There's been like a bunch of buzz on X, and there's been groups. Whether Jack Mulder, on the other hand, fantastic. He did a keynote I loved. He was talking about spending Bitcoin. He was talking about proof of reserves. So I think he's strategically going in another direction. Not for a coincidence, right? And this happened. Look, the next one is still Michael Saylor related. Joe Rogan. If this is going to happen, or it's definitely going to happen, I think, because he commented, "Hey, Joe Rogan, let's talk about." He said, "Hey, who should I take on the show?" And he said this.
Mish.
That will break the internet, I think. So,
Yep.
exciting for that. And look at this, 12 years in difference in conference. Wow, Vegas was insane. I was able to go and see J.D. Vance, the speech, which I recorded with my phone because they didn't allow me to bring my camera in. And it was bigger than Trump in terms of audience.
Oh, wow.
And this has been the largest conference so far, with I think 38,000 people in that speech.
It's slightly bigger than before.
Yeah, exactly. And look at, there's like one person there. That's it.
There was two.
Two. Okay. Maybe three. Wow.
We count down to Labus, yes.
Yeah. Legend, by the way. But yeah, it's been, you can see the photo was the amount of people. I mean, day one was only closed for press and certain people, but day two and day three was packed. So it was really busy. And this happened. Ross has been received 31 million in quote unquote donation. Now, I'm not sure how this happened, but he had a speech. He closed the conference, right, about freedom and Bitcoin. It was he cried. It was very emotional. I mean, can you imagine? This guy, he thought he would have died in jail.
Yeah.
Right, and then Trump gets elected, and he got the pardon, and then now he's a multimillionaire. So it must be emotional, right? The whole thing.
Exactly. Jesus.
And now he's, I mean, someone was commenting and said, the day he left prison, one of his old wallet moved a bunch of Bitcoin, so he had already a lot, I think. And I think he will be more involved with the Bitcoin magazine and doing more other conferences, because he's now someone who's, you could say, representing the conference, right? So, yeah. Fear and greed, we're going down a little bit, which is nice, healthy, no?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Because we need those weak hands, right, to drop their Bitcoins. Speaking of weak hands, boom. $1 billion a weekend gone.
Finally, we're seeing some selling. I mean, look at BlackRock. Oof, it's been selling hard and heavy, right? 430 million in one day. Is it the biggest sell they've done so far? If it's not, it's probably close.
I don't know, but you know what? If I was BlackRock, right, so that I can ensure that I get those Bitcoins, right? What you could do, right? This is how I do it, right? If I was BlackRock. I would short Bitcoin, create short contracts, have a company that creates short contracts on futures contracts to sell it, and they get the cash, right? And then they give the cash to BlackRock, right? Take the Bitcoin, and there's like no losses, right? Because you already have a short contract and the Bitcoin, right?
Fair enough.
So if Bitcoin goes down, right, it doesn't matter, right? Because you have Bitcoin to offset that, right? Then, when BlackRock comes down, okay, buy those Bitcoins off of you. That's okay. You got to buy it at a little bit of higher price. But BlackRock doesn't care because they can just print a bunch of money.
Exactly, they got a cash.
That's it.
Maybe that's why we've seen 430 million out. Someone is playing chess there. Interesting.
Yeah, so they're gonna win, because it doesn't matter if let's just say your short gets burned because the price goes higher. It doesn't matter. You've got Bitcoin to cover the losses.
Fair enough. Yeah, because it's not an in-kind ETF, so whenever someone sells their Bitcoin, they get fiat back.
Yeah, because a short, just so you guys know, right? There's two ways to do a short on on the futures market. One is to actually borrow the contracts and sell it into the market, or you could write the contracts into the market. What does that mean? It means that I'm going to promise you in 30 days, right?
Yeah.
This much Bitcoin or this much cash, but really because it's cash only, so sorry, it's just going to be cash, this much cash.
Exactly. And by the way, guess what? It's going to be cash.
And then they sell it into the market, right? And that counts as a short, right? And so if you take that contract into the market, you get the cash now to go and buy from BlackRock.
And you keep the Bitcoin.
Exactly. You hold on to the Bitcoin.
Damn.
Yeah. And then there's no losses because even if price goes higher,
You still have the Bitcoin.
you still have the Bitcoin. You sell the Bitcoin for the difference,
Damn.
right? And if price goes lower, well, you're involved. You're
All right, there
involved.
you go. There
involved.
you go, both.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's not a bad strategy.
Exactly.
Dang. What happened to Sally May go away? We have 10% from May.
That was 11%, dude.
We were saying Sally May, you gay.
Exactly.
Just saying.
I was hoping for this 52%, but
I know it's a little bit higher, but hey, I'll take 10%.
yeah, I'll take it too.
I wonder what's going to happen. It looks like for this kind of year, 2025, it's doing the opposite of what at least I expected, because December in 2024 was supposed to be green, and it turned out red. January was supposed to be red, turned out green. May is supposed to be red, turned out green. So I don't know. Probably June is going to be bullish also.
Yep, I think so.
Because I would expect June to be. It's kind of a coin toss at this point.
It could go higher.
It could go higher, exactly. I mean, at some point we need to see a red month, right? So maybe I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see.
We'll see. And then usually the end of the year is bullish, right? So
Yeah. And so speaking about bullish, we're going to be bullish on some meme coins soon, right?
oh, I want to know what happened on while I was
Oh man.
in Vegas. You got Degen, right?
Yeah, I went full Degen, man. I went full Degen. Never go full Degen.
Okay. Well, the water doesn't look too bad.
Well, it does look bad. Oh my god! Just so you know, guys, don't be following us on these Degen antics here.
Yeah, a bit of disclaimer. You know, if you wish to follow
Yeah, it's
what
fine.
we're doing, it's your fault insurance.
Exactly. So here we go. We have our portfolio down a little bit, slightly.
How much
It
was it?
got as high as 14.
What?
Yeah, no.
Oh, damn! So it's bad.
Oh damn! Look, Bretta came back. Huh?
Okay. Okay.
Bretta's back up because Bretta was like down and out in the dumps. She was in the dumps.
Yeah,
I was thinking about buying some of hers. That's how dumpy she was.
But we were saying, after Brett pumped, Bretta would have followed, right? So that's how filthy have we gone into it? Have we gone filthy, like disgusting filthy?
Okay, this is my.
Degen Duel.
I went Degen Duel because it just felt right. Felt right,
I would have followed that.
and it just didn't pan out.
Well, I mean, it didn't rug yet. It's
No.
just
No ruggage
just
yet.
sad. But
Well, this thing rugged on us, right? I bought this. I don't know, it was some crying cat or something like that.
okay,
I just felt sad for the cat.
the cat that bounced.
Yeah.
That cat that bounced.
There's no dead cat bounce. It was just a dead cat,
Just like that cat.
completely dead.
Okay. Yeah.
Didn't even get a half on a double on that one.
Okay. Fair enough.
And then Peppa Peep.
Peppa Peep. What happened to Peppa Peep?
Peppa Peep it's back to its $50 a month
Oh.
day kind of.
Damn. What was
Trading.
it? Was it 1,000 at some point?
Yeah, it was it was here. Take a look. It's big day right here. Look, big day is 14K.
What? That's the God candle.
Exactly.
It's the bloodline security candle.
Damn.
And then it's gone back down a little bit.
And it's gone.
I mean, still not under the candle, but like a little bit less. Towards halfway. Okay. Then, Peppa Pig is going to come back
Yes, it will.
stronger.
With the $50 volume. Man, it's just literally securing the bloodline.
Two people.
$50 at a time.
Exactly. 2 people buying, 2 people selling.
Exactly.
So we are us buying.
Yeah. Like there's 4 makers, man. So
Wow. Serious money here.
yes. So let's put a little bit more. Let's add to the to the buying. Since Peppa Peep's low enough for us to get a little something.
A little something.
For the mascot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, guys, if you don't remember, this has been our mascot. Not officially. We actually discovered it into a random dinner and gave us the idea to do the show. So
exactly.
We'll hold it into this forever.
Boom.
Okay, cool.
$15.
Okay. Makes sense. So what are you thinking on strategy-wise? You think to get some...
Ooh, look at that. Are you kidding?
Damn.
Is that right? Oops. Sorry. I'm hitting the wrong things here. That would mean this is worth more than this. So that would mean we've doubled here. Our org. Priced in Solana. No, we didn't. It would have been 10. That's
10.
Right. Yeah, 10.
Because you got 5 Solana.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, still 1.5-ish almost.
No. It was not me. See, my math is my math is not mathing.
Yeah, it's Monday. I think. Okay, what do you think
so
about...
let's just see what happened to what's it called? Bretta.
Going deep with Peppa Peep. Yeah,
Yep.
Manuel.
Oh man, Bretta bounced heavy. We're going deep. Look at that.
Okay, so
almost
then
doubled,
we're
right?
buying something or...
No, we should have been buying down here. Damn. All right. Oh well. Next time. If it comes back down to the trend line.
Then we load the truck.
Yeah, exactly. We'll back up the truck.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Next is let's find something Degen to buy.
And guys, by the way,
Degen.
remember to smash up the like button. We have 82 likes. Thank you. And 4,000 people watching.
Wow. Okay, so what do you think, Degen?
What's Ducky? Yeah, that one. What's that one?
What the hell? It's in Ethereum. Forget it.
Okay, no, we don't do Ethereum. Epomax.
Let's see here.
Frogucci? What the hell is Frogucci?
Viper just started.
Sniper.
Viper.
A Viper. I thought it was Sniper. That's a $. Viper. So there are 3 Vipers with glasses. Oh boy.
What do you say?
How about new?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
How about the Frogucci? That one. Frogucci. Oh.
Oh man. It's down. It's like
Exactly. It's going to 0. Yeah, Louis math, not mathing. Yeah, exactly. Okay. This is not going to work. How about no? Bull? What's the name of this?
Bull Musk.
Mask?
Bull mask.
With mask.
Bull with mask.
What? It's supposed to be like dog with
Hat, but bull with mask.
How about new?
Yeah. I don't know if it's the jet lag or what.
What's with the?
Hippo with mask. What? Wait, this is raping.
I know the mask thing. The mask theme seems to be.
I mean, the hippo with mask is cool. I mean, the bull with mask is lame, but the hippo though. We are definitely not buying the top here. Is there a mods in some game or something?
I don't know.
Do you think we are buying the top here?
I do know. Yes. Yes.
Probably. Most likely. But hey.
It could go higher.
Could, but let's not.
Yeah, let's leave it for another day. What's about Quack? What's this Quack there? This one down there.
Where is it?
There. Yeah, there you go. Up one. Yeah, there you go. Quack. What's this? A bunch of ducks. It's a Hello
With
Kitty
a Hello Kitty sword.
I mean, this has to be a win.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, what time frame is that? 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's double it up.
This could
All
be
in.
this could be the one where it tires the bloodline.
All in.
10-4. What happened?
What?
We just made $1,000.
What do you mean?
It was 9.5 now. The portfolio is 10.4.
Really?
Yeah, look.
Okay, 1 second. Let's buy some.
What? Where did $1,000 came from? Okay, great.
We're going quackers. We're going quackers.
0.25. What do you think?
No,
0.1.
we're not. We're not that. We're not that
Oh,
quacky.
that quacky. Where did $1,000 came from? Look.
Yeah,
$1,000. How?
I don't know.
Peppa
Peppa
Peep.
Peep must have pumped.
Peppa Peep.
Peppa Peep pumped.
What? We just made $1,000. Where's $1,000 coming from?
I don't know, man. These meme coins, man, they're just crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, we opened the show at 9.5 and now it's 10.4. So we just materialized $1,000.
We should sell everything and start over.
Yeah, we have a lot of interesting coins, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I think we're gonna get an email from the dev saying you reached the limit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, guys, you're done.
You're done.
You're done.
There's too many in there. It's 10.4.
Interesting.
Where that $1,000 is coming from?
We should create another Degen account. Maybe start moving stuff that we want to keep, and the other stuff we'll just hang in there, right? Instead of selling it, because you never know, it could just go higher.
It could go higher.
Exactly. You never know. It could go higher, indeed.
Mm-hmm. Jelly majelly.
The jelly could go to the moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do you feel? Another one, or do you
Yes.
think we touched the floor?
Just one more, and then we'll.
Uno más. Okay, so we got Quack. Nice. How about Lambo?
Yes.
Are we looking at that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a lamb?
A lamb and a Lambo.
That's it. Done.
Oh damn!
Done.
Look how much volume it's got.
This doesn't even show the
That's
charts.
why. It's just gone crazy.
This is gonna do it, man. It's like a lamb.
Bloodline security. Lamb and Lambo.
Yeah. Yeah, I think lamb is gonna do it. South Shell, I'm in the trenches with Crypto King right now. Yeah, kudos to Crypto King. I think he's doing like 24-hour streams or something.
Wow.
Tyrell is another level. Yeah, he's just doing like 24-hour streams.
Should we like put protection on these things?
Nah. Put protection on a lamb. I mean, the lamb is gonna get
Turn into a Lambo.
exactly.
Okay, well,
Plus-
I think we should put. Well, I don't think the protection on this is going to help.
And it's gone.
I don't think protection on this is going to help.
I think it's gonna push back so hard that we're gonna go.
Right.
It's a sword, man. It's the Hello Kitty sword.
Right.
It's all about the sword. Please, guys, don't buy Quack. Honestly, just buy
Because
Bitcoin.
you'd be quackers. If you
Exactly.
did that.
Just buy Bitcoin. That's
You'd
it.
be like,
Stupid.
All right.
damn, all right, that's it. That's it.
That's it for today. We got filthy.
We got really dirty and nasty.
Okay.
All right,
Nice.
questions.
All right. Questions. I forgot to save some, but I've seen a few flying around. Let me know if you see something you like on the chat, guys. If you want to ask any questions, now is your time. Daniel says Bitcoin has only not even 1x from the last bull run. Well, dude, the bottom was 15,000. I don't know what you're talking
Exactly, I know.
about. We did almost what 8x or something.
Yeah, exactly. We did like at least like 6, 7x, right? So there you go.
Yeah, I mean 15,212. That's a hell of a move. Even though I don't think we have finished. Let's see. Let me take this off and see if we can.
I mean, like, can you imagine that, right? Yeah, you know what? your wealth is going to grow by 40% in 4 years, right? By buying this coin to the traditional finance people.
That
You know what they say?
Lose their mind.
They'd say it like, yeah, it's a scam.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what about Ethereum, Solana, and XRP? Well, XRP, what is the sound? XRP is... Ethereum is... Can't click on it. Solana, you choose the sound.
Yeah, you're going to suffer.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to ask me, Chris, like a year ago about Ethereum, I would say by now it would have been 6,000, 7,000 by now. We are barely at 3. So I don't know. Do you think we're gonna come back from the dead, or how are you feeling about
Dead
Ethereum?
on what?
Ethereum.
Solana?
Ethereum.
Oh, Ethereum? Yeah, if we get past the all-time high, it'd be a miracle.
Yeah, I know. There's gonna be a lot of people selling on that one. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's it for today, unless there's any other questions.
This one is interesting from Nipana. Do you think Bitcoin will go below 100K in June or July before moving up higher?
Possible, but even if it does, right, it will be short-lived, so don't be waiting for that. Make sure you just dollar cost average and done. And that's it.
Exactly.
All right, guys. That's it for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Right?
Yeah, indeed.
Peace.
Cheers.